All right, welcome everybody to this episode of Energized Impact series where we're going to be dialing back, and I got my man Brandon with me who's going to be asking me some questions. That way we can get the information that you guys want to hear about your nutrition and your fitness lifestyle to kind of give you that edge to set you apart and kind of allow you to grow past the situation you're in and a better version of yourself within your nutrition and workout life. So without further introduction, we're going to go ahead and get into it and just start firing away for you guys.
All right, Drake. Well, thank you for having me on. First off, I'm not the world's biggest nutrition buff. It's kind of the reason you asked me on, is so I could get some of those simple questions that most of the people out there might want to hear. This first one is very true to me because I hit the weight room at least 4 days a week, mostly 5. I'm really up track with working out. I'm still not in great shape, but I'm losing some weight. But pretty much I just want to ask, how important is dieting? Because my personal experience is I struggle with it.
That's a big issue with a lot of people. We see results coming from the gym, but we don't see the top-notch results that we're aspiring for and we're looking for that are going to help us stay consistent and stay dedicated to our journey. So dieting is kind of crucial, but when we look at the definition of dieting, we see that it is to reduce your caloric intake as well as even hop on trends that we see. So like we have the keto diet, which is just a high-fat, moderate protein, and a low-carb diet. When it comes to dieting, you don't have to do anything too crazy. You don't have to do anything too drastic. The biggest thing for me personally is I still indulge. I still like my pizza, my ice cream, my sweets and everything like that. But the big thing is understanding moderation. So understanding that a base value with your caloric intake of 2,000 calories is generally what's going to keep you at a steady plane where you're not really gaining too much weight or losing too much weight based on the energy output that you're producing in the gym. When you do that, you have to dial back and look at what you're eating. You have to look at how much you're putting in your body, as well as you have to pay attention to the types of foods that you are eating, because that's the most crucial part. We see a lot of people jump into diets and think, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out carbs because that's what this dude on Instagram told me to do. And you're going to find that you're going to feel like absolute death, because that's the main staple for your body to produce energy alongside with the fatty acids that you intake, which are your lipids. When it comes to dieting, just pay attention, be conscious of your decisions that you make when you're looking for food. So look at your options available. You have this chicken or you have this pizza. They're both similar within calories depending on how much you're consuming, but the benefits of that chicken versus that pizza, two drastically different things. And that's the same with all of your foods, from your carbs to your fats. You have 3 different types of lipids: mono unsaturated, your polyunsaturated, as well as your saturated trans fats. And you get all of those based off of different foods, and that's what a lot of people fall victim to. So even though dieting has benefits, you have to find what works best for you, as well as what's going to allow you to stay consistent. Because when it comes to dieting, we try all these crazy different things, and we'll fall off because we don't see the immediate results, as well as we just don't feel the best because we're not doing it the correct way. So that's the most crucial part to staying consistent, is just finding what works for you, finding your niche, and just playing around with it, having fun with it, man, with your diet. You don't have to go crazy and go overboard all the time.
So what you're telling me is no more 2 a.m. trips to Taco Bell?
Yeah, no, that might not help, man.
All right, keep that in mind next time. Give us a little for dummies type of outlook of how calories work, because I feel like that's the number one crucial thing that people sometimes fail to understand when trying to make a diet for themselves. So just kind of give us the lowest, just dumb it down for us. What are calories and how do they work?
All right, so I'll dumb it down this way. So we have that base value of 2 grand is what you should be sitting at. That's your base metabolic rate for most individuals, where you're not having crazy energy outputs that are going to allow you to burn through the calories. That's just what your body normally burns to keep you at the base level you're at. So at 2,000 calories, you got to look at your carbs and your lipids. So your carbs are going to make up most of your diet when you come to having a 2,000 calorie diet. It's going to be 45 to 65% of your diet is what you want to be receiving through carbs. So that kind of breaks down to anywhere from 225 to 335 calories from carbs a day. And to break that down even further, 1 cup of white rice is about 45 grams of carbs. You supplement that through your meals as well as your proteins and your lipids. When it comes to your proteins, you're going to be wanting to consume about a gram of protein per body pound. Most of the world is on that kilogram scale. So, for example, if you're about 140 pounds, you're going to be 70 kilograms. A gram per pound. And to break that down, some sort of food, a 6-ounce chicken breast is 56 grams. The common myth is it only digests about 20 grams of protein per sitting, but you have a lot more leeway than people perceive. So you can digest and you can consume and actually benefit from about up to 30 grams of protein per meal. So you want to kind of space your protein out as well with your carbs. And then when it comes to your lipids, which are your fatty acids, you're going to be looking at about 78 to 89 grams off of a 2,000 calorie diet.
All right, Drake, thank you for that rundown. Got another question for you here. So, I mean, obviously this one doesn't impact me, but let's say I've never had a workout plan before, but I really want to start working out. I really want to start improving my health. How do I start that?
When I started, I had my sports team, I had my football team, my wrestling team helping me learn workouts and everything like that. And some people don't have that. So if you're just somebody that's just really never been active and wants to get involved with it, my recommendation is start small, start building the foundation, which is just looking at videos, looking at different people who are credible within the fitness industry and seeing what they're doing form-wise, because that's the most crucial part. Is form is so important because that's what's going to allow your muscles to be stimulated through the entire workout because of the stretching and the contractions. And when you create a workout plan, you need to build that foundation of understanding what each workout does and what each workout hits. And then from there, you can tailor it towards yourself. So if you say you can only make it to the gym 3 times a week. Say you can only make it 3 times a week. You need to set your split up to where you hit every body part and don't neglect anything. So for example, you're going to want to train your legs with your calves and your core. And then when you're doing your chest workout, because everybody wants to build that broad chest and that strong looking chest, you're going to supplement with your secondary muscles that are generally activated in your chest movements, which are your triceps and your shoulders. When it comes to back and biceps, and you're going to build around that until you get comfortable. And if you have more time in the gym, you can break it down a little bit more so you can work more intricately on that muscle. So for example, if you have a 5-day split, you can break it down to having legs on one day, chest and triceps, back and biceps, and then your shoulders by itself. And that 5th day, you can decide, what's my weak point? Is my weak point my back? Is it my chest? Is it my shoulders? What's my weak point? And add that in for a 5th day and supplement it to where you have your rest days. Because when you're first starting out, you never want to go 7 days a week. Your body needs rest. Your body needs to recover because that's what's going to be building the muscle. That's what's going to allow your body to heal and recover at an optimal level based off of your nutrition and your sleep. When it comes to starting out, man, start small, build the foundation, and that's going to build you for success in the long run.
Yeah. And finally, what is the process of goal setting? And let's say I reach my goal. What do I do then once I have reached my first goal?
Well, the thing about goal setting is you always want to be looking for that next thing. You never want to allow yourself to look short term because that's when we get the satisfaction of, oh, hey, say I'm 250 pounds and I want to get down to 200 and I hit 200. If I don't continue to set smaller goals along that way, I'm going to become complacent. I'm going to be like, all right, sweet, I got down to 200, and then I'm going to break away from what I've been doing and that grind that I've been on because I reached the result and I'm not setting another goal. You always want to be looking at, okay, this is where I'm going, this is the direction I'm going. I have these little steps along the way that I have to take to make it. Now, when I get there, do I want to stay there? Or do I want to continue to grow, continue to evolve? Because I promise you that first goal that you hit, that's not your final form. If you go Dragon Ball Z, that you're not Super Saiyan yet. You're right beforehand. We're a little bit shy. So you want to continue to set smaller goals to continue to keep you on track. So have that big one in mind. Continue to grind and be satisfied with each goal. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen quick. It's going to take time. So that's why the importance and the stress should fall on the little goals. And then once you hit those, man, just keep building. Find where you need to grow. Find where you need to reach, man. All right, Brandon, thank you for helping me out here and talking with me, and thank you for coming out. I know you got a busy schedule, man, but I appreciate you giving me the questions that most people want to hear, but don't really know how to ask and don't really have somebody to ask that to get that understanding. So I appreciate you coming out.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning into the Energized Impact podcast with my man's Brandon. I'm Drake, and I'm signing off, and hopefully you can tune in next week to the next one.